Well, a new British romantic comedy is getting rave reviews. A chance encounter reunites a divorced couple 10 years later.
Film critic Pam Powell spoke to the director on what led him to writing the story.
Thanks so much for joining me on ciLiving TV to talk about your new film, She Is Love.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Sorry, I was just noticing that I literally look like I'm coming from a cupboard under the stairs. It's, you have to have some kind of Harry Potter reference now when you're British. That's it's the law.
I think you're embracing the British heritage there. That's all good.
Completely, and I have no idea what this beard's about either. But there we go. We're off to a good start.
Off to a great start. Let's talk about your movie, She Is Love. It's wow. I was just totally engrossed by this story about a divorced couple who happenstance they crossed paths again. They hadn't seen each other for 10 years, divorced. And they've got a lot of raw emotional baggage that they've been carrying with them. And this chance encounter allows them the opportunity, if you will, to delve into that baggage, to open it back up. Can you tell me what sparked telling this tale?
Yeah, I think they all come from personal experience. And then we work with improvisation quite a lot. So the idea of a young couple not being able to traverse everything that a long-term relationship can be. The characters got together in their 20s and got married early in their 20s. I was starting to think about how we're able to deal with things much more in our sort of late 30s and 40s than we necessarily would be in our mid to early 20s. And perhaps their relationship, if it had happened later on in life, wouldn't have come to an end. So that's where the idea started. And then through improvisation, we have rehearsal with Sam Riley and Hayley Bennett, our lead actors. We create the characters together, and we allow their experiences to filter into the overall sort of arc of the story.
It's incredible to collaborate to that level with your main actors. And tell me about, I want to talk a little bit about the initial writing that you had for these characters. And I am not familiar with your previous work. I apologize for that. And I would have bet my bottom dollar after watching this movie that Jamie Adams was a female. I was shocked because you have such strength and power and intuitiveness in writing from a female's point of view. Tell me, how did that come to be in collaborating with Hayley Bennett, who plays Patricia, one of our main characters?
Yeah, well, thank you for all of that. I think that it does come from the collaboration involved in the improvised led process. It's at film school many years ago, it didn't sit well with me that the beginning of a film, the outset of it all is one person, normally perhaps two or a few at most, sitting in a room writing a script. It seemed a bit disingenuous to me that somebody could think that they would be able to write for all people. And of course it works for geniuses. There's plenty of great writers out there who are able to do that. I knew that I wasn't one of them. It didn't come naturally to me. But what I did find that came natural was story, and in terms of coming up with themes and ideas and characters. But then I wanted to immediately bring the actors into the equation, and it was when I started to look into the work of Mike Leigh, and I got to work with Peter Greenaway and Ken Russell, incredible British filmmakers, that they encouraged me to work with actors from an earlier stage and to draw upon their experiences and to include them in the processes as much as possible and guide them through. And so that's why I hope always with my films that the voices ring true, because of course they're coming from the perspective of the actor who's playing that role, as much as they're coming from me.
All right, well, we will have more of Pam's interview coming up.
Yes, including how those actors' characters work through all that relationship baggage.